I feel like they know how to deal with it. They also have the Grimstroke versus the IO, which is one of the most annoying things, just being soulbound to the IO, and you focus either the IO target or the IO, and you kill the IO. So, and that's what you want to do. You want to jump the IO. So I really feel the 2 support picks from Liquid, and I think it's enough to carry the game. But we'll see. Tundra's got some weird heroes. They've got some map stuff. They've got the farming from Doom. So they're not going to really get out farmed. So they do have avenues to win, obviously. You know, these are 2 top tier teams.
What's like the expansion off that idea, right? Like, what do Tundra need to do? Is this just a fast moving lineup that needs to stay quick?
I think, you know, a couple of fights going right, taking over the map, and then just like taking space to farm, basically.
Bushwhack lands. Mutama Man's going to be in trouble. They've got Snaking in front of him to get the body blocks, and they will get the first blood. That's exactly the start that they would love to have, and they got it.
Yeah, Soxa is always so on point with the Bushwhacks. Like, he makes them look really easy to hit the long range Bushwhacks, but they're definitely not. I mean, it's a pretty small ability. He seems to always catch them in fog as well. Like, he predicts where people have gone, to the degree where, like, it looks like he's observing with us, you know?
Maybe he is. It's the malware.
Maybe.
That is being detected by your Norton antivirus.
Yeah.
We'll go for Scooter, and, well, Zai, he's got the God's Rebuke, so no spear to lock him down. Trying to get some help here from the IO, but eventually I think they have to give way to the fact that they will lose this Razor, and that is exactly what happened. So both teams getting a kill here as the horn sounds, and we take a look at these matchups across the board. The one that really does stand out at me is just the Lina and the Snapfire, but that's just because it's not as meta standard as we've seen in the past.
Yeah, I would probably favor Lina just a bit, because I feel like Snapfire has to get kind of close to use her shotgun or Fire Snap if she wants to actually use it on the Lina. And so Lina loves stunning heroes to get close. But Snapfire can also just push the wave. So they should both do fine in this lane. Any hero that can push the lane, mid, always just farms and does fine.
And what's this Snapfire gonna give to you as the game goes on? Because it definitely seems like one of those heroes that, yeah, it's gonna have a good mid game if it gets to that point, but it can also fall off very heavily.
I'm guessing we're gonna see like a Blink Shard and you know, running around and being this like magical burst damage hero for the first part of the game. Boots of Travel to clear up the waves, farm the dead lane, and then into the, you know, Daedalus triple Little Shredder build that, man, if you go late game against that and the Snapfire is not behind, it actually does feel like one of the strongest late game heroes in Dota. And I'm saying that when she's up against a Lina. You know, I think it's stronger than that. You can just shred the whole enemy team.
And Mutama Man taking a lot of damage right there. The Inkswell will be what keeps him alive because Insania pops it right on top of 3-3. But that was really close once again. You just got Acorn Shot as well as the Bushwhack out lockdown combined with an Infernal Blade and trying to chase with the Scorcher. So going to an early point in the Infernal Blade, not the Devour, which we've seen on these off-lane Dooms.
Yeah, that's cool. Looking to pressure. It's a really value ability at level 1. 20 damage over 4 seconds. It's 80 damage, and then you have the percent damage as well. For 40 mana, doing like 150 damage is pretty insane.
There was a point in time where I was playing Doom a little bit and just like heavily putting my points into Infernal Blade. Bushwhack not connecting that time.
Insania didn't want to use his Mango or Magic Stick for Inkswell. That wasn't really a kill attempt, just putting some harass out when 33 is, you know, swarmed by creeps. It's fair. Just value harass.
Right now, the one matchup kind of sticking out is, of course, that Lina Snapfire. Lina having a bit of a CS lead. Sitting there up about 6 at the moment. And then, of course, actually, the Razor has a big lead over what we're seeing over bottom on Matuma Man, and we've seen him get pressured quite a bit in this bottom lane. So things opening up more, at least for now, for Tundra in the safe lane.
Yeah, I think it's fair. Mars is definitely one of the better heroes at dealing with the Razor, especially with an SD, because you can just imprison when the stack link comes out. But Mars can just spear away Razor. However, you're still going to get the damage advantage, even from like a small link. And so you're going to be able to just sit there and deny his Razor.
Losing his courier. Pulled across the board. 3-3 in some trouble. As he sits a little bit low, but going to a quick pause. So 25-5 for Mickey right now, and boots into the Soul Ring. He'll look over maybe to get 9. 9's about to hit level 5, and we'll see once they hit that level 6 who is really going to get off the margin first. And that's something I think we kind of have alluded to every single game, because it feels like these mids that are being picked are, of course, ones that really want to get the body moving.
See, the one weird thing about Snapfire mid in this game is that they're, at least from what I can see, like there's not much to set up for the Snap ult. And a lot of the time when you see Snapfire, like she looks the best when there's a, you know, a Mars arena or like a Chronosphere to throw the ult into. It just makes the game look so much easier. And there isn't that. So the ult is not going to be as effective this game. It's going to be about the nukes more so from 9.
And that's why you're thinking more that he's going to go into the blink as well as the shard, right? Where he has that availability to blink in.
Yeah, for sure.
Use the scatter blast, have it upgraded, and of course, you know, get that 1.4 second stun.
Yeah, I also think Snapfire players just kind of agree that that's the best way to play her right now in terms of just what's, you know, what's strong, what's been buffed. People really like that one.
Shark again landing on a Matuma Man. He's taking a lot of damage. The acorn shot bouncing around. Needs to be careful about how he approaches the lane, sitting with this low of health.
The laning is being played like very spectacularly from both of these teams. You know, that goes without saying considering the caliber of teams, but I'm just watching bottom lane, and Matumba and Insania, they keep like going on 33, but then backing off, you know, just before. And Soxa like misses the bushwhack, which would have actually led to a bunch of harass back on them. You just see these little micro movements where they understand that 33 and Soxa have a lot of kill threat on them, and so they're poking instead of committing. And it's like, if you're a worse team, if you're worse laners, and you commit, you die.
Mortimer's Kiss is coming out, and the Lina will be saved right now by the disruption, so not a lot of damage being done just yet, but they've got the Fire Snap Cookie. They have the control to get the kill on a Mickey, and well done, because that was a pretty long-range cookie, and it looks like Boxy might die too, as for a second it felt like he was staked to that tree for the Ancients to swallow, but it ends up being another kill there for Snaking.
Yeah, and they see some juicy stack action over there too. So I would imagine 9 probably wants to go over and clear that out, or maybe Skeeter on Razor, although he's only got 1 point in Plasma Field, so maybe that's not going to happen. Soxa's scouting it out, though.
Soxa scouting it out, sentry down, trying to catch any vision that might be scoping this. And they know that these stacks have been seen, so they probably need to start taking them now, or at least try to, and that's exactly what Mickey might be doing here as he goes to stack that camp once again. And they got a stack on the Ancient and that big camp too, so even more gold going their way, but this is exactly what 9 and Snake King want. They want more gold. It's going to be juicy. Here they come, but there's the disruption, so that should at least lock up the big camp. And I don't know if they could fight for the Ancient stack.
Oh, that barely
Fire Snap
missed.
Cookie. And now Ink Swell, but with the LSA and the Laguna Blade, Snake King blows up. They got 3 heroes here that can really do some business on the side of Liquid to go after Tundra. And they've already used that burst damage, and then when 9 threw out the Scatter Blast, that might have been enough of a deterrent to make sure that Liquid don't come their way any further.
Yeah, unfortunate for Tundra that Soxa just barely misses the bushwhack there. If that connects, that's a really good play. If it misses, then all of a sudden it's something that, you know, gets his IO killed. And Mickey obviously hitting the double stun, that definitely helps. Oh, that's not the way you want to get pushed.
Bushwhack, and here comes Insanio looking for the Ink Swell. He's trying to land it on the right heroes, mainly onto the Snapfire so they can get the control. They've got Matumba Man here, Mike low. They're trying to get the kill on the Lina, who's going to be outputting the most damage in this exchange. And you can see that Matumba Man, with how far behind he is, isn't exactly doing that much damage to deter Tundra, and they'll get a second in Insanio. So well done by Tundra. They're starting to keep the pressure on with these 3 heroes.
Yeah, just these 3 running around together. I mean, 3 like traditionally support heroes. It was pretty cool that Liquid they were like focusing 9 there because they know that he's really the only one that outputs like a ton of damage, especially right-click damage. But still, like the IO sustain is enough, and they delay for long enough. Soxa, he does not have Scurry.
He may die here, but he has certainly been a nuisance so far. Do they even want to go for this? They'll go for the cookie play. That lands, but the LSA and the Laguna Blade is there. So another bit of burst damage, as that is only on a 70-second cooldown. He's certainly been a nuisance, though.
Both mids are going for a Soul Ring Boots of Travel build. I thought this build was dead ages ago, but it seems to still just be so strong. Like, the Soul Ring lets you spam out the lane until you get the Boots of Travel, and once you have the Boots of Travel, you can just, like, you know, sit top lane forever, just keep spamming. And then because you have the Soul Ring, you have enough mana to TP somewhere and actually use your resources. Like, if you didn't go Soul Ring, you'd be spamming your mana, you TP somewhere, you'd be too low mana. So that's why this build works. It's how the items pair together that makes it so nice.
So what's the benefits of that, right? Like with the Soul Ring and the Boots of Travel. Actually, hold that thought for a second. They're going to relocate and go for Zai. They've got the Fire Snap Cookie as well as the Scatter Blast, so 9 getting the kill. Does 9 go back with them? Or go back with Snake King? Or does he stay to push the tower? He'll go back, okay.
I think that's one of those plays, by the way, from Zai that you like realize like, oh, IO 6. You know, it was pre 10 minutes and IO was 6. Like, that's just not something that you really expect.
Yeah, they're
usually it's like, yeah, the fighting has been helping levels on both sides, actually. Like, all the supports are actually doing very well with levels.
So we've had the conversation about IO a couple times, and I was wondering what kind of IO are we expecting this time around? Is it going to be more so using that relocate to get the attack as we just saw in Zai, or is this still more of a, I'm going to sit back and if you need me to pull the plug, I'm here?
I think relocating in this game is pretty good. There's not the greatest of setup for it. It would either be like 9 going in and setting up, or Soxa, and it's a little scuffed. It's not like a Bane who can Nightmare from far away and, you know, disable for like 15 seconds. But it's something. And there's not, like, there's pretty decent IO relocate out cancel too. And the Mars arena is hard to like relocate into, and spears flying around, and you can like disrupt the target. You can disrupt the IO.
Whoa! That actually landed. I know there was nothing to follow that up, and 9 actually might end up being dead instead. But it was kind of impressive. The Fire Snap Cookie, at least from such a far distance, landed. And just everybody came mid, and 9 maybe not expecting that.
You know what I've seen a lot more of these days than in the past is Grimstroke throwing Inkswell on something that's not like a primary hero. Like a Grimstroke throwing it on like a Visage Familiar or a Lycan Wolf or an Illusion. It's just so non-committal. Like, it doesn't require you to have a hero in harm's way, but still gives you the same effects of the Inkswell. And it also like makes that target, which, you know, usually is low value, like an Illusion, it makes that have value for the enemy team to like use dispels on and to stun and to, you know, use things on. So it's like, it's this interesting trend that you see happening, that people are basically realizing Inkswell has a lot more uses than just, you know, throwing it on some Chaos Knight and having them run in.
Bounty.
What do you
Especially with the
think,
shard too.
Yeah, well, with the heal from the shard and the dispel, it's always nice.
Hard
right?
dispel, yeah.
Yeah. What do you think has kind of caused that change? Is it just more use from Grimstroke, and it's just like, okay, here we go. Like, I want to just be able to not sacrifice my heroes if they make a jump and it's a false start.
I think people getting better at the hero in general, seeing other people doing it, helps, especially if it's in like a huge tournament. And then as well as like, I just feel like there's a lot of summons heroes that are pretty good right now. Like, you know, Nature's Prophet, Visage, Lycan, Beastmaster, like, all of these heroes are super viable. So there's a lot of things to throw that Inkswell on. Remember at TI? Oh, never mind. Hold that thought.
Spear comes through, and they've got the Ink Swell, and that'll pop. And they're immediately going to TP to try and save Matumba Man with the second life. So can Tundra stay here and continue to get this? It looks very likely. And yeah, Hornimer's Kiss is coming out, looking for a distant shot to land. That might slow him enough to get a kill here. They'll go to the relocate forward, and there's the Soul Bind. But Insania, you're right next to them, and you're still going to die. Saksa gets the double kill. They look over at Boxy. They've got the disruption, and eventually they'll be able to relocate out. However, just not in time. Boxy's been throwing the shadow poison enough to get the kill on a Skeeter. He'll lose his life afterwards, but well worth it when you're able to get a kill like that. Ooh, Nikkei's still trying to get Saksa. Good bushwhack.
Radiant's top tower is under
Yeah, I'm
attack.
shocked that he survived that on Saksa. Yeah, that was a big dive, understanding that they had the strength to do that. Boxy did pick up a kill on the Razor, so he's
Not
feeling
entirely worth.
very large right now.
Bottom lane too. LSA landed in the spear, and it's an easy kill on 3-3.
It's not the heat. It's
Yeah, Zai's just been silently sitting down here getting kills. Like right before that big fight top started, he got a kill onto 33 in the exact same place, actually. 33 has just been down here dying twice in a row now.
Radiant's top tower is
And
under attack.
that's giving Zai a really solid game because you're doomed. Your net worth is inflated artificially, so you're giving way more to this offlaner that's not supposed to be getting that farm because you're a Mars.
So Liquid have kind of hit this point where I think they've defended against most of the aggression that Tundra's been throwing through this mid game, and I wonder if it's going to be enough. Like, there's still opportunity here, especially once they pick up the BKB on Skeeter, to make more plays. But for the most part, at least right now, Liquid's doing a good job of mitigating that damage that they're trying to pull off.
Yeah, I mean, I think Liquid's late game is very solid for sure. Like, their mid to late game, definitely. But I like this smoke coming out from them because I also feel like if they just run with Zai, and if they put Zai plus one of the other cores together, they're really strong. They just need Zai to start stuff off. But I can understand he was free farming bot and getting kills, and also he wants to get the Blink Dagger, so I can understand not wanting to show up to stuff until that point. But now they're realizing, like, okay, we've got so many levels, like, we definitely are strong enough to just do this. So he's actually doing a full wraparound in the trees, by the way. Up top, just off camera. And he's gonna find Saksa.
Oh, is he?
Oh, no, he's not. Yeah, he is.
Phantom's Embrace, and there's the spear. Okay.
Yeah, I forgot. That ability destroys trees in a way bigger circle than the actual arena. For whatever reason. I am not sure. It's very annoying if there's a Monkey King on your team. He just destroys trees all the time.
Yeah, sometimes your ally is just trying to be in the trees and you throw down an arena and stun up your own Monkey King.
Dire's top tower is under
Yep,
attack.
yep. Be nowhere near him and you'll still stun him.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Nikkei's just farming that whole time too. Like, he's legit just hitting creeps mid. Almost has his BKB. So does 9 though. Like, they're going the exact same build on both mid laners.
Radiant's bottom tower.
I suppose, what does that say about the mid lane in this Dota patch? That it's basically the same thing on both heroes.
That it is boring? I don't know.
Bots, Soul Ring, BKB. I think that probably means
Standard.
some items are a little too good. I think that's what that probably means.
They did look for Zai for a second, and they are trying to maybe chase him down. Meanwhile, 9 going for the BKB, like you said. So I'm just wondering when in fact he's gonna get that shard that we've been wondering about.
BKB
It's after
first
the
does.
BKB.
Yeah, the BKB first does make sense. I mean, you're just going to be, like, almost immune to the liquid damage because the only BKB piercing thing really is this demonic purge, which it will hit 2 targets because you have a Grimstroke, but those 2 targets are going to be the Razor and the IO.
Attack.
That's not going to be cast on you if you're 9, and so he's thinking, okay, I get a BKB, all of a sudden I get multiple rounds of spells off in a fight, and it's going to look really good. Shard comes after, I would imagine.
Unless they want to do it the other way, where maybe second Roche and wait that long and try not to spend the gold. But
Yeah, maybe get a blink first, and like that actually sounds kind of viable because the other shards in this game are not all that impactful.
it's just about
And-
controlling Roche and knowing you could take the second one.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm sure they feel pretty comfortable in this game right now. At least it's something worth like thinking about, because I don't think the blink is that much less value than just going for the shard. In fact, depending on the game, like a player might think that the blink is actually a little bit better than the shard if they feel like they just need to get in there in position, and the stun and the damage from the shard just doesn't matter that much.
I definitely do worry about that too, right? Like putting your eggs in the basket of the shard, especially when you're getting BKBs on these cores on the side of Liquid. So like, how worth it is it going to be when they go and get this shard? Static Link, McKay, he will try to run from this one while Saksa goes down to Zai. And McKay now trying to maybe even turn this one around. They've got Matsu coming over with the stun, the Laguna Blade, and the kill. There's a lot of damage real quick, and I'm kind of wondering why Skooter made the move to just even be that deep. He started with the Static Link, and then once the Lina got away, I thought maybe they'd just give it up, and instead he kept going.
Yeah, that was definitely a mistake. That was one of those things where he thinks he's going to get the kill. He sees the invis, he knows he's not going to get the kill, but then he decides like, okay, well, I'm going to soak as much damage as I can, and then just goes a little too far. All of a sudden he's overcommitted. Snake King was not safe enough to go and save him. Like, Io's going to die diving towers like that, so Snake King was too far away, couldn't heal him, and all of a sudden they lose their carry, which is not good. I mean, that's a Razor. He's not exactly a snowball, or he's not exactly like a great farming carry. So you want to snowball, you want to get kills.
Yeah, he's not exactly snowballing or anything like that at the moment either. Bushwhack comes in, and well, they're able to cut the tree. They've got themselves a sharpshooter. They'll get the kill at his eye. They'll look over now, and Insania. The chase is on. The Soulbind is there, but they're walking in tandem. It's like a three-legged race over here. And, well, they'll get the kill on both. Actually,
I just watched
and look for Matama Man. They'll continue to chase. The plasma field is there. The cookies, though, well off the mark, and that'll stop them.
He's got ults. He's good. I just saw the weirdest interaction in that fight. So Zai speared 33, who was stuck on the outside of the arena, but he was close enough to get clipped by the spear, pulled inside the arena, and then speared to that wall.
Dire are scanning.
And then I don't know if he BKB'd on the same frame. I swear I heard the spear, or maybe the spear was max range. I don't know. That was a weird fight, weird interaction. Mars has some weird stuff happen with him.
There are a couple heroes who still kind of have some weird things, or kind of like similar to the weird things that used to happen with Arena, right? Where if you were getting hit by the spear, but you were thrown up via something else, you just get pushed right out of the arena.
Yep. Like lion stun, because it would give you horizontal movement.
Also,
the walrus punch.
Yeah, and then there's also the. I think it's still in the game, and not many people utilize it as much anymore. It could have been taken out, I'm not sure. But the Mars spear with the God's Rebuke immediately, if you land the spear back end and you hit the God's Rebuke and he moves.
Oh yeah, no, that's still in the game. Yeah, the Rebuke stops the movement from the spear, but they still get stunned.
BKB from 9 and TPing, but a lot of damage being done. Not enough damage. I don't see anybody really utilize that option anymore, and I know that's really hard to like land on control. But someone like Chalice is a good example of that. He used to do it a lot.
Amar the fucker uses that one all the time. He loves that one.
Radiant's middle tower is under
He
attack.
likes anything that's like really edgy and cool.
Dropping what, Sage's masks on the ground or whatever it was?
Yeah. He was Null Talismans, Null Tallies. Was it Null Tallies? No, I'm forgetting. No, Mantles of Intelligence.
Yeah, the mantles. Yeah.
You got to get smarter. Yeah. That's class. Oh, now everybody does that one, so I think he's onto some other stuff.
I think you just got to start dropping some like high upgraded items.
That's a very committal. I mean, that is the true BM if you want to go that way.
Bushwhack, sharpshooter coming through, and there's the break and taking out the Aegis from the hands of this Lina, who just got it, by the way. BKB comes out, Soulbind not connecting, so Skeeter is able to just continue forward. Finally connects over to the Doom, but it's on the back end of the duration. The BKB is going to wear out in just a second on Mickey. They'll force staff him away. They've got the Mortimer's Kisses dropping down on Azai. Inferno Blade, 33 gets the kill, and they take the Aegis. They get a kill. It ends up working out in their favor. And with the relocate, they don't lose the IO on the back end, which is something that you always got to be
Radiant's middle
pretty
tower
aware
has
of.
been denied.
Yeah, Zai's just the sacrificial chicken in that fight. That could have been a disaster. Lina getting focused and the IO relocate coming in, catching the back lines, like you said. Like, it could have been really bad. And it looks like actually Tundra wants to turn it into something really bad.
Well, they know the BKB is down, so they are trying to take that fight and potentially get the Lina. Bushwhack lands! Ooh, but just on the edge. Blink, Infernal Blade, and that is more than enough damage. They'll get the kill there. They'll look over at the side. Matumba Man trying to fight Scooter. 33 over to the edge of this fight with the Laguna Blade out. A Bushwhack lands on it too, but the LSA is there.
Yeah, Tundra just ditched because Skeeter got a 6 damage static link. It got like almost immediately broken. So the moment that happens, you know your carry is gonna do no damage. So like, just get the hell out. I can understand that choice.
How do you
Liquid, they want to capitalize.
Yeah, had he lasted on that link a little bit longer, maybe they'd take that fight, because they were trying to beat the BKB timings, and now maybe going the other way to try and go after some of these supports and gain some control of the map as they get the kill in the socks, and they'll push towards the top tier 2 as well. Knowing that a lot of these abilities on Tundra are down, especially with the fact that 2 of the big heroes are dead.
Yeah, that's going to be a tier 2. They have Desolator. Even with 33 being up, I don't see Tundra defending this. It's too low. So Liquid has the map control around Roshan. This is pretty big. The question is, can they actually keep this for the next 5 minutes?
It's a long time for the next Roshan. That's actually... Now I got to check the Snapfire's inventory. He is looking to buy the shard, because Roche is in for 5 to potentially 7 minutes, right? So do you really want to wait 7 minutes almost and have to get the Roche to get this shard? He's already got the Blink Dagger, so...
Game's dead even too, so that doesn't help.
I think
it's not like they have the advantage they had earlier. Use the shard to help you get the Roche. That's what I say.
Use the shard, use the Schwartz. Try and do anything you can to get the victory in these fights.
Whatever you can, yeah. We're kind of chilling out now. Everybody's chill. Nobody wants to go in and feed. We're at the point where it's all smoke initiations. There's not really going to be anything else. So maybe we're waiting on smoke cooldowns. I can't see the shops.
Happening for Dire. I think it shows these days again.
Does it? Oh, very nice.
Yeah. So I believe smokes are still in stock. It doesn't say the number. It does say the wards though.
So Insania has 1 smoke, and the other one's going to be in stock in 49 seconds. So they're a little limited on liquid. And how many do we have?
Used to be broken for so long.
And Tundra does not have one. So that's why there's this chill moment for them. They've got... Or did he just send one out? Nope, they have none. So they don't want to just like walk in division. That sounds like a very good way of losing. That's precisely why they're five manning here. So they don't just walk in and die.
So speaking of the smoke conversation we had yesterday about not forcing the smoke and, you know, getting out within the net even is fine. You don't have to force a move and take a bad fight. I said that to Blizzard today during the LGD Extreme Gaming, and he said, a smoke can still be considered as connecting as long as you get visioned. And I thought that was a very wise thing to say.
Yeah, I think that's true. I always say, like, when I'm coaching terribly, whenever you smoke, there should be some objective, and then killing somebody is like the secondary objective. Because that way, if you don't get the kill, then there's still something happening. So that could be getting vision down, that could be to smoke to take a tower. I was actually watching a Fnatic game today, researching for the major, and I saw that they smoked to just gank a tower, and before the TPs could even come in, they take the tower down. I thought that was really cool.
Wait a second, you're watching SEA games? You're not allowed to know other regions.
Sorry about that.
Scatterblast comes out. BKB is popped immediately by the Snapfire, as well as Zai threw down the arena. And this might go back and forth. They've got the refresher popped. You got to be careful because Mickey has that Daedalus. He has a lot of damage to throw your way, but not if he gets hit with a static link. They've got the disruption. Now they'll go after the IO.
Oh, he brought him back.
They lost Mickey already. It's the first casualty of this fight. They'll finish off Zai. They get the first life out of the hands of Matama Man. A big fight for Tundra if they can clean up without losing any casualties. They're thinking about going to the backlines as well. Plasma Field is there. Inkswell pops, but it's not going to land on anybody. The Scatter Blast is in. They get the kill on a Boxy. They've taken out 4. They'll go for Matama Man, and they'll dive the tier 3. They've got the Fire Snap Cookie with the Inferno Blade. They'll glyph the tower, but it's not going to matter. A full team wipe for Tundra here, and it is absolutely massive.
Yeah, for some reason, this always seems to happen in Tundra games. Like, these guys are just so down to dive your tier 4s. Look at that. Oh, my God. Look at that cliff, dude. My God. I feel like that's in a lot of Tundra games. These guys are just so aggressive, and Liquid had absolutely no buybacks. I can guarantee you, if they had a single buyback in that fight, like, doesn't matter who it is, they would have bought back, and they would have turned that, because they were in the tier 4s, man.
This fight again.
Matumba blinks in because he sees that Skeeter used the BKB, but he has another one. He has a second one. And that gets Mickey killed.
Back. And he just survived. He gets pulled back on the end of the relocate. And then
Kill both of the supports. I mean, when these cores are dead and you see that it's just supports alive, it's so easy to just make the call to dive, and instead of like, oh, let's all focus one guy, at that point you can focus on, like, okay, you go for that support, I'll go for this support, and all we need to do is kite them until the other one is dead, and then we go for the next one. Because you know that, like, without the course, there's not enough damage to turn it around at all.
And you can see the power of the Shark coming into play there too, right? Like, Snapfire post BKBs is all of a sudden jumping in, getting the Scatter Blast and stunning up these heroes. It's so hard to deal with that, especially with the follow-up damage that's there for Tundra too. You have to be very particular about your BKB usage now, knowing that that is an available option.
And it's getting to the point that for Liquid, their BKBs are not even going to matter as much, because Snapfire, he's almost got a Daedalus, and he's got the level 20 talent, so he's getting damage on his little Shredder. So that's BKB piercing. You have Doom that's BKB piercing, and you have Razor, who we saw kill Mickey through BKB in that fight.
Is under attack.
And then, like you were talking about at the beginning of this game, there will come a point where 9, if it goes long enough, will get that 3 times little Shredder, and you're not looking to be a Mortimer's Kisses kind of Snapfire. You're looking to be a in-your-face, right-click damage kind of Snapfire. This grandma can bake cookies and kick your ass.
Yeah, she has pretty good aim, too. Hitting 3 people at once. It's scary stuff.
Roche is up in 5 seconds.
See, now let's look at the smoke situation. Let's see. All right, things have settled down. 2 smokes on Insania, so they've not been using smokes. I feel like they've been the ones getting smoked on. Tundra, if they have one, like, that's it. I imagine it's just coming out. They don't even have one. They've got one in 2 minutes, 24 seconds, so they're pretty much mode stall and camp wards up until that point. If Roshan starts getting initiated on, of course, by Liquid, they'll go in and they'll fight that. But Tundra is, yeah, their mode stand on a high ground right now, which you can see that they're doing.
So maybe just trying to wait it out, of course, and wait for that opportunity. But now they have Refresher. Like, Refresher Doom. This feels like a really good spot for Tundra. I know they're up 9,000 net worth, and there's still damage there for Liquid, but having this opportunity to potentially take Roche and have these refreshers could be very dangerous. Like, I think this Roche, especially if it goes to Tundra, maybe dictates the victory.
Yeah, definitely. If it goes to Tundra, it's just like the easiest siege ever. I think Liquid can kill them in a fight right now if they take the right fight. If they kill the backliners, take out the IO first while, you know, kiting the Razor. If somehow they can, you know, bait him to static link, and his first static link is like a 6 damage one and the second one's like a 40 damage one, something small, then they will be good. But then 9's a problem too. Like, 9 is doing damage. It's not like there's one source of damage on Tundra. That's the problem. It's asking a lot to beat them in a team fight right now.
I think even maybe more important than that, and you can tell me I'm wrong because I'm usually wrong, is the fact that the static links have come out on the Lina, who's trying to output the most damage from the backlines. Like Skitter's first and only target in that last fight was Lina, to make sure that you're not outputting any damage. You've got a decent build going on. You've got a lot of farm, but I'm going to take you out of this fight. And I mean, that was at least the mindset that I saw in that last engagement. I think that's really important to make sure that the Lina can't get any output.
Yeah, I think that's a good choice in general, but I think that's a great choice against Liquid. To take out Mickey of all of the players on this team, like a lot of the time, he's the 1v9 guy in games, especially if he's on Alina. Taking him out is just priority number one. And I mean, if you static link a Wraith King anyway, like he's just gonna respawn and get his damage back. So the only other right click here is the Lina, so it does make sense. And I feel like Lina's going to do way more damage than a Wraith King is. Like, Wraith King wants to go in and burst somebody. Lina's, like, over time. So once Wraith King has done his thing at the start, static linking him, he's like, I don't care. I've already killed a support.
And they jump in. They find Matumba Man.
Spot out.
Static link and 4 staffs being used to try and disengage the Inkswell too. And this is what you talked about, you know, having this lull period while they wait for maybe smokes and look for the right opportunity to go for Roche. That certainly could have been it if they took the first life out of the hands of the Wraith King.
They've got it now. Finally, Snake King has a smoke. A double damage has also very conveniently spawned.
Of course, but he
denied by
it.
Soxa though, so they're really respecting the fact that Liquid could take this back with one of their own smokes.
Yeah, and getting a double damage.
That's a way.
Yeah.
That's a way back into the game, for sure.
So Liquid start to head over that direction. Throwing the cast of the dancing skeletons into their Roche pit.
Oh man, Insania knows he hits them. Oh, but 2-man!
3, he's gonna just jump in. They've got the bushwhack. They'll get the kill to Insania and Boxy immediately. That was perfect, and they don't have buyback available on the Grimstroke, who I feel like is very important in these fights.
That was a
especially.
ridiculous bushwhack, dude. Like, if you're talking the best 2 heroes to hit with a bushwhack at the same time, it's those ones. Those are the backliners. Like, he somehow just upped the high ground. He sets himself up, throwing the decoy. I think that was a bushwhack, right? Or no, that was the decoy, actually. They killed the decoy, and both got bushwhacked. Oh my god, that's disastrous. Oh man. That's really... They pressed the spell on the decoy, dude.
Yeah, whoever ranked this shard is one of the worst. I've heard it in ranked before as being awful.
Well, it was much worse. Like, the stun duration was a lot less. The cooldown on it was 60 seconds, which is more than double. So it has been, like, massively buffed. I think it's actually pretty good now.
And that was a
Nice Doom
used over bottom. They're going to relocate and get this kill. Scatterblast doing a lot of damage. By the way, 9 getting closer and closer to that level 25. And I believe Liquid had pinged out that they thought there was a ward there, but there isn't. Well, now there is.
Okay.
Entry.
Let's theory craft. Let's theory craft here. How the hell does Liquid win a team fight? So a Mars Arena has to be placed somewhere, I think, that prevents the little shredder from doing damage. Like, half of Team Liquid needs to be on one side, while the other half is on the other side, because 9 has a BKB and a blink, so he can just walk or blink through it. So you need to split half and half around the arena, or Zai can go in and bulwark and soak all 3, which will kill him, but he'll soak for his team. And then while that's happening, never mind. We'll see what they can do.
Matumba Man in some trouble. 9 finally TPing into the fight. They've got the right click damage hitting onto the Razor. Skeeter trying to get away with the BKB. Matumba Man now cleaning up the creeps. They'll back away from this. Maybe look to reset.
I've forced all of Liquid into their base, so they are exiting now. I mean, this is what Tundra wants, though. Like, they want Liquid to leave so they can kill them, because their high ground siege is not all that great. Razor is really their only good hero for it. A decent hero. I guess Snap's all right. Dude, 9 is desperately trying to get his level 25. He wants to have a good time in this game. That's when the enemies get to have a bad time.
That's when they start to pizza when they should have French fried. You're gonna have a bad time.
Yeah. 3 times. I mean, it triples your damage. That's insane. That's just a crazy number.
Not once, but not twice, but 3 times.
Doesn't get worse than that. Well, actually, it does. Could be 4 times.
Could even be the 5 time.
If Snapfire was really bad otherwise, then I think that would be all right. Oh, the TP's coming in. McKay is not going to bite, though. He's not going to push up past that wave. He's being safe. Because Tundra and 9, or not Tundra and 9, 33 and 9 are hunting. They're looking.
You do want something. Meanwhile, Zai is up in the top lane trying to farm up his refresher orb. Which, math. He is, I believe, still short.
1,500. I think.
No, 700.
700. Oh, it's 5,000 now. Yeah. All right. It's exactly 5,000. Actually, it's very easy math.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Summerman is by this tier 1 tower, which is still up 40 minutes into the game. It's gone now. Spoke a little bit too soon.
It's it really does show how worthless those towers are when, like, on the flip side, it's the same thing. The safe lane tier 1 is, or the off lane tier 1 is.
Oh boy, 9's got it.
He's level 25.
Oh god, I took a look, I took a glance. He's level 25 and he just ripped up like 8 different things.
Yeah, he's getting a Satanic. He's got a Witchbane coming on the courier. So he's going to be dealing extra bonus damage from his auto attacks. That's actually a lot of damage with the little Shredder because of the speed that you have on that. I mean, what isn't a lot of damage with little Shredder? Who am I kidding? It's bonus damage too, so I'm pretty sure it can crit. Maybe I'm wrong about that.
I almost want to see 9 just blink in there and go. BKB, blink, little Shredder, fire.
Yeah, just fire
duck
away.
season fire.
Dude, if he gets a strength blink too, he's getting extra base damage off of that. He's slowing every target.
He's going in.
For his little Shredder.
Smoke's gonna break. Does he have?
Oh, they're hunting him.
They're hunting him.
They're
Is
hunting
this gonna
him.
fail them? No, he's gonna just BKB and blink away. I thought he'd go for it. I thought he'd be like, all right,
Radiant's top tower.
little Shredder time.
1v5. That'd be the most Chad move ever. They're Power Ranger TPing top, though, because they know that Tundra, they don't have 9. He TP'd right back to base. He panicked, and he double-tapped that TP button. He's running as fast as he can to his team, though, because he realizes, like,
Radiant's
this is the
top
one
tower
shot
is
that
under
Liquid would
attack.
have. But they're not even
All
going
those
for it.
TPs too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they did. Because
They should
Tundra
wait
had
for
the
a
read on
second.
it. Like, if Tundra kept hitting the tower, then yeah, they're gonna go and they're gonna take that fight.
Scanning.
But Tundra had the read. Oh jeez.
Okay, okay.
Oh god, I don't like seeing that.
Okay. I don't like being able to farm the ancients from the low ground over there.
It's just how far it goes too. I mean, the multi-shot is. Oh man, I just feel like it's way bigger than the actual range of Little Shredder for some reason. They just threw some random number in there and they're like, yep, nobody's gonna go for that talent. This is a support hero. And then all of a sudden 9's like, ooh, delectable.
Blink and the BKBs, they go to the Abyssal Blade. That's going to land on a 33. He's got himself the Lotus Orb, and they're going to doom up Matamba Man. Mickey trying to get the damage out. They look over at this Razor. Razor, though, broken and trying to get this damage out. Zai ends up dying. The Mortimer's Kiss is coming, rain down on top of Boxy. Boxy down to one more shot. He ends up falling. Now they're going to go to the BKB. They kill off this Doom. He's dead for 92 seconds. Went in well too far.
Dire's bottom
And
tower
Snapfire
is
kind of sat back in that fight a little bit. With the Mortimer.
Yeah, we didn't get to see some like sick Little Shredder action in that fight.
He's also
He's still sitting on a 7,000 gold, so he could be doing way more damage right now. He's not sure he wants to buy between the Satanic and the Monkey King.
BKBs come out quick. Break is there. The tether is in, and all of a sudden, a little bit of low Shredder damage coming out. Not enough as he got disrupted, though. And then he goes to the kisses. Also, at some point, he's going to get that +2 Little Shredder attacks, so doing even more damage, which it's really, what, +6 attacks, right?
Oh, that's right. I totally forgot that was a talent at 15 because everybody goes for the other one because it's so good with the shard. Yeah, he's actually pretty close to that.
Ooh.
2 more levels.
Whoa, Saksa. Oh, speared, dead.
Look at you.
He tried.
He was quite out of position there. Being a cheeky devil.
Yeah. Trying to use the decoy as much as possible.
Yeah, yeah. Man, if I saw that little squirrel running around like that, I'd be like, oh, that's the decoy, guys. Don't go on it. Come on, don't be stupid. Because he was so deep. Damn, they're going for some play mid.
Yeah, they really want to go for this, and Mars is nowhere near the fight. They'll throw the Doom out on a Matoma, man. The Little Shredder damage is ripping through this Wraith King. Fire Snap Cookie to get away. They've got the relocate again, and they'll back off. So they're going to be relocating back towards where Mika is, and they go after this Snapfire. Nine's not going to get anything off. He ends up just dying outright, dead for 95 seconds. And look at the right-click damage. This is what I talked about. Mickey, if you give him the space, he will make the damage appear. Lena the Magician.
There's no Roche. That's the unfortunate thing here for Liquid, is if they got an early spawn on the Roche, they would take that fight, take the Roche, and honestly have a really good window back into the game. For now, they have 2 heroes that are dead with buyback, so it's really just a slight waiting game for Tundra as opposed to, you know, forcing buybacks and having to actually defend that Roche.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
They do, in fact, get this Aegis. It's going to be, what, Aegis, Cheese, and potentially one or the other. It's only 3rd Roche.
They caught Saksa top.
They caught Saksa, and they get another kill. He's dead with no buyback, so 70 seconds. That'll be enough to get towards Roche.
Dire's top tower
His
is under
buyback
attack.
is on cooldown. All right, he's actually short the goal. Never mind. He's short the goal by 350. They don't even want to wait for Roche. They're just going to go to the high ground. All of a sudden, your base is being taken. They break the high ground first after having a 20k lead. All of a
33
sudden,
had no TP, dude. That's why they didn't fight this. 33 had no TP. He had to walk back.
oh my.
So it's like, even if they buy back, they don't have 33. They don't have Saksa.
How long are they going to allow this to happen?
Dire's middle tower
They're trying to turn it around. They'll go for the mid set of racks. All of a sudden, it's 2 racks to nil. If they just take that rain tracks. Come on, guys.
And Roshan is up with 22 seconds left on Saksa.
And it's the Ag's blessing. If things couldn't go from bad to worse,
boy. Oh,
it's
boy.
the Ag's blessing.
Let's see. Who do you give that to? Probably Boxy, honestly. And maybe?
Ah, he's got an Axe.
Oh, he has an Ags on
So does
Boxy.
Wraith King.
Okay.
And Wraith King wants the Divine Rapier. Who'd they just give that to?
Wait, did Wraith
Give
King
it to
already
the
have one?
Grimstroke? I thought he did. You know what? He activated it.
He ate it. He ate it.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It was in
So
his
that means
inventory when I looked.
that means he can get the rapier, which actually he's not even going for.
Well, now he swapped off of
He
it.
changed it to an MKB.
Come on, Matu.
So- Come on.
Come on. It's for charity. Do it.
Genuinely though, it's probably higher damage to get the MKB because he's against 2 sources of evasion on Skitter. Like Skitter
Now-
has
close
Butterfly
game.
plus Trickster Cloak. See, what is that? What's that total evasion? It's like 45%. Where's the evasion? 48%. Okay. Yeah, he needs the MKB. It's gonna be way more damage. Yeah, very close game. Very close game.
Just went from a 22k lead to a 7.
And I don't honestly feel like the barracks don't have to matter that much right now. I think Liquid's doing a really good job playing around it, like playing top. If they win this fight, they can just throne.
Skitter's in some trouble. They'll throw out the Soulbind. They'll go for the damage to get out Snake King. They'll kill off the IO immediately, and he's going to buy back because he's forced to. The damage coming out of Skitter. He's trying to survive. They'll take the first life out of the hands of the Wraith King. They get the kill on Skitter.
There's no buyback.
Too. He's got no buyback. He's short 1,300 gold. There's the refresher as well as the arena comes down around 9 as well as Satsa. 9's going to fall. He's got buyback, but they lost Snake King again. Liquid have taken this one back. It is even in net worth, but quite honestly, it might just be done.
And dude, they pushed in the top lane preemptively. Like, the way that they're playing the map, since they're playing top, it means that they can just run down this lane and go throne. 9 and 33, they have to pull off something miraculous right now.
They're going to try to do so. They'll take the first life out of the hands of the Lina. That's the damage that 9 can do if he's got the space to do so. They go to the Mortimer's Kisses to try and maybe stop these blinks. They go to the Abyssal Blade that lands onto the Doom. The Fire Snap Fuki gives them some space. They've got the Hoodwink back with the buyback. And now, what else can they do with this? They've got the Ags out, which gives them the Hunter's Boomerang on this Hoodwink. Bushwhack lands, Infernal Blade is there. Do they have the extra lockdown? They'll go to the Spear. It's not going to land and latch onto anything as they throw the Doom out onto Zai. They've got the damage as well as the Laguna Blade to get the kill on Saksa, and they'll take out this Mars. But he's got himself that Ags from the Wraith King to just take the throne and end the game. Liquid, from the depths of defeat, pull themselves out and take the series over Tundra. They had a 22,000 net worth lead just moments ago, and it's gone, and so is this series. Liquid are the victors. Wow. All off that one fight. That was crazy.
Yeah, that's insane. I mean, I remember Tour 1 watching Liquid when this team first formed with this roster, and very quickly getting the idea about them, that it was a team you could never count out. At that time, I attributed it to, like, it's insane he is captaining, whatever. Doesn't matter what it is. It's hard to say without actually being in the, on the team, in the team environment. But they always seem to be able to pull out something miraculous in a game, and you can see that teams respect that. Like, Tundra was not willing to go high ground, not willing to make plays without smokes, because these guys are playing against each other all the time in scrims, all the time in DPC, and like Liquid is not a team to give up. And they're also a team that can strategically outmaneuver you with the deficit, just like they did in this game, to qualify for a multi-million-dollar LAN.
So it's going to be, at the end of the day, it will be...
I heard Slacks in my ear, by the way.
I heard it for a split second, and well, we're going to throw it over to a quick break, and then we'll have the interview, we'll have the breakdown, we'll have the panel. I mean, it was quite the comeback. They've got a lot on their agenda, so we'll see you in a second. We'll be right back.